Okay, welcome to another episode of Most Man. I am Mark Mahoney. This is Tim across from me here. All right, we are on YouTube. We want you to like, subscribe, ring the bell, comment. Please, boys and girls, we need some comments. That's how we grow. We're on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, iHeartMedia, themostmen.com. Info at themostmen.com is the email, and jointhemensclub.com is a link to get you to our website just because we are building the men's club. It's where you get your man kit, you get your balls back, you get your man card, you get your 12-step recovery program on how to maintain, retain, and all your cool swag. We got some cool swag coming up. Okay. And soon to be on Rumble. We're looking forward to coming over to you guys. So we're looking forward to that. All right. So how we doing, Tim?
Doing well.
I'll do the spoiler alert.
Sure.
We just got done doing a really damn good podcast. I'm not going to say on what, because it's going to spoil it. I wanted that to be a surprise. So talk. I'm going to make sure we're recording. We just did a badass podcast and it didn't record. So hold on. Keep talking.
Yeah, and Mark was talking. This one here was going to be about persistence, and so I'm kind of laughing inside that we get to be persistent here all of a sudden because you got to play the hand you're dealt. And we had a good hand, and we flushed it down the toilet, stepped on it.
No, I fucked it up. I don't know what happened. It happened to us once before too. The best ones. Sometimes you forget to hit. I hit it. I know I hit it. I even checked it. Ah! Okay.
Well, that's how life works.
Yeah. So I said it on the last one, but it's not there. We just sat here and talked to each other for an hour for nothing. This is our last podcast in this studio. We are moving to a new location. I just sold my house. This is at my house in my shop. I've got a big shop, and I built this studio just for this. But we're on the move. We're on the
Upgrade.
We're upgrading. Here is the layout of our new office/studios. There's going to be my main studio. Then we're going to have 4 alternate studios to where, coming soon, Timmy time. Okay. To where other people can come in and do podcasts, and but I'm building a production house to where all they got to do is come in and hit the button. Shit comes on. They do their show. We'll have a TV on the wall that portrays their logo or the name of their show,
or make commercials for their business, or
anything. But we'll do all the editing. We'll do all the audio, video, intro, outro music, clipping it up, putting it on YouTube, getting it professionally done. So we're gonna have it's gonna turn into a media house. It's gonna be fun. It's about to get fun. So, that's kind of the topic of this podcast is, or this episode is. I made it, man. I made it to the end. If anybody out there doesn't know my story, okay, I've had 3 years of hell. I've lost a lot of money. I've lost my family. I've had a lot of shit happen. And it was very, very dark. Very dark for a long time. But I made it through. I just closed on my house today and had a very large deposit put in my bank, and it feels real good. And now we're about to put throttle down on this. I know I've been talking like this is coming, this is coming, this is coming, this is coming. It is coming. But now I've got...
Shit had to happen first.
I needed the money because I don't do anything half-ass.
That's a fact.
Yeah, I don't do anything half-ass.
Even if it's wrong, it's fucking big wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, so hang on, I'm all wadded up over here. Talk for a second.
Oh yeah, I could do that. Yeah, so we've been doing about 20 of these, so we've definitely been getting the rust knocked off and kind of learning some of the do's and don'ts and all of that. So hopefully the quality and all that just kind of slowly but surely gets a little more stout.
Oh, it's going to get way more stout. Number one, we're getting some decent fucking cameras. Our cameras suck. Okay?
Yeah, you got to push the button all the time.
Yeah. And
they time out. If we don't push them, it just shuts off.
Yeah, and the one that's pointed on Tim right now used to be pointed on me, and that camera sucks, man. The lens, I guess that's the brand new camera. That's the brand new one that came with the shitty lens.
Got all the boogers on it.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so no. So yeah. We're going to have a temporary, we might have to do a few at my house, my new house. And we'll just put the curtains up or whatever. It'll be all right. I'll fix it up. It ain't gonna be shitty. It's just not gonna. I like this wood and I like the way it is and all that. And one of the other studios, because if you see on this sheet, this one are gonna be separate studios. This one is gonna be mine. This is gonna be my office. And this is where all the editors are going to work. But these are going to be separate studios to where everybody can work out of them. We'll run them by the hour or however we got to do it. And
indoor plumbing, that's a bonus.
Oh yeah. No, dude, we got a men and women's bathroom.
Yeah, you're there.
A kitchen and a break room.
Beer fridge. That's mandatory. You got to have the beer fridge.
Well, as I said the last podcast, I said it on the last podcast, but it didn't fucking record. The new table that I'm going to have made for mine. Well, even the other studios, I'm going to do the same thing, because everybody needs to keep the cords wet when you're talking. So I'm going to have it set up to where each guest has got their own little personal refrigerator to where they just dip down.
Whether they want a Gatorade or a
cold beer,
or
iced tea, vitamin water,
yeah, whatever you want.
Yeah.
I mean, they got to stock it themselves. I mean, you're not gonna.
No, I'll stock mine for everybody.
Or maybe have waters in there or something. But if somebody wants to bring something else, then
your refrigerator will have beer and water.
That's about all. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Some cashews.
I'll have an ice machine to where everybody's got plenty of ice.
Yeah.
Keurig machine if you want some lemon green tea or whatever tea floats your boat. Water. We're going professional, people. This shit's about to get real. I'm telling you. But that's kind of what I want to talk about is warrior mindset and just not giving up. Okay? Because finally, now that I'm at the end, I don't have anything holding me back anymore. Nothing. Except myself. And I ain't holding myself back. Okay? So, but I've developed the last month, I'm telling you, just because this is how close it got for me. Okay? Because when you go through a bankruptcy, you're not allowed to have any money. You can't touch your money in your trust. You can't, they want this motherfucker to sting. They want it to sting.
Nobody will give you a credit card.
No.
Even if you had a credit card, you couldn't have the money to pay the credit card off.
Right. You're not allowed to make any money. The money that you have, you can only just pay your bills, and that's it. I mean, it's
if you make money, they want it.
Yeah, it's real, man. And I'm telling you, like I said before, I have never contemplated suicide. I'd never kill myself. I would never do any of that. But I'm telling you, what I went through, I know why people contemplate it. Because it's that low, lonely, dark, and nobody understands what you're going through. Nobody. Especially
but if somebody is going through it, they're too busy going through it to have any sympathy for you, even if they would know what you're going through. So that's, unless you get together and agree, hey man, let's all just talk about this and lean on each other. But you're not going to randomly come across somebody out in the wild and spill your guts to them and have them going through the same thing without them going, oh God.
Okay, but no, the perfect point, Tim. Segue. That's why you need to join the men's club, because you're going to have a group of peers, of people like me, people like Tim, business people or just people that have, trust me, if there's people out there hurting that are even remotely going through just a fraction of what I went through, I am here for you. I know what it feels like when nobody has your back. Nobody, they'll kick you when you're down. The jealous cousin. The family that's just like, Mark always figures it out. Fuck him.
Or even if they're not doing it on purpose, it doesn't really matter. Like if somebody burns your house down, does it really matter if they meant to or not? You're out. You're fucked without a house.
Yeah, but here's the thing. In the men's club, you're going to be amongst your peers, okay? Guys that care about guys, whether you're going through relationship problems, money problems, business problems, life problems. There's so many things that can kick you in the nuts. But in the men's club, you have people that have they've either been there, they've been through it, and they know how to navigate it. Okay?
Or to tell you how to stay out of it.
Or exactly.
Or how to make it less worse.
Create the plan to keep you out of getting into that situation. If you pre-plan, you can stop some of that stuff.
You can live with a bad situation. You just can't make it a worse, catastrophic, I mean, the quicker you can, because you can't turn, it's like a train, or a battleship. You can't turn it around on a dime. You got to stop it before you can turn it around. So the quicker you can put the brakes on the slide, the quicker you can take care of business coming out the other side.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If you don't have anybody, and you don't have the money, you don't have a plan. I'm not kidding you, Tim. If it wasn't for you and my attorney, I spewed my guts on another podcast. It's coming out soon. If it wasn't for this guy and my attorney, I wouldn't have made it through this.
And his attorney's his friend too, so it isn't just like just a legal attorney saved him. It was part of it, but that was part of having the plan on the legal side. But he's talking about his attorney as his friend.
He was there for me. Shout out Chip Searcy, shsfirm.com. Chip at shsfirm.com. This guy gets shit done. And he's the only honest attorney I've ever met in my life. Him and his partner. He's got his buddy Chaz. Charles Ham. Hamlawfirm.com. Charles Ham. Shout out. They're good guys. Great guys. And they're going to be a part of our men's club. Or I'm getting Chip. But he's so busy right now because of COVID and all that stuff that business just kept pouring in, and they're still 6 months behind. You know what I mean? Like the courts are clogged up and business just keeps coming in, and they're trying to catch all that shit up. It's just a big clog in the system right now.
I wouldn't doubt a bunch of lawyers were tired and whatever, and with all of that. I mean, that happened to a lot of businesses, AC businesses, whatever. people on the verge of retiring and COVID hit. They said, hey, this is perfect time. You know, I ain't going to ride this shit out. And, you know, somebody who was like 2 or 3 years away from retiring or a year or two, when COVID hit, nobody knew what was up. I just, this perfect time to call it quits. Well, then where do all of their customers go? They got to find new people. You know, it just, and if everybody was busy to begin with, how do you absorb all these new, you know, new clients, you know? So if you knew what you were doing and you were already busy, you got way busier. COVID got a lot of people busy.
Well, but because Chip's a business attorney, and think about what businesses went through during COVID.
Yeah.
So
all aspects of it.
Yeah.
Partnerships and LLCs and ramping up and ramping down or downsizing or upsizing and shit. CPAs too, man. All the tax laws, you know, all of this rebate shit and federal government, you know, with, you know, just good God.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, they got to read all of that shit, you know. They pass some new law. It's, you know, hundreds of pages thick. You got to read this shit. You not only got to read it, you got to understand it. Hell, you can't kind of fake your way through it. You don't want your CPA kind of going, yeah, I kind of think I kind of got a handle on the spirit of this. It's like, no, man. I mean, can I do that or can I? Or, you know, well, I don't see why not. You know, there's some beautiful, you know, don't you love that when you ask somebody a question? Hey, is this going to fall and hit me in the head and kill me? I don't think so. Well, is it or isn't it? Well, it shouldn't. You know, I don't see why it would. I just want to choke the shit out of people like that.
Oh,
just say, I don't know. You know, how about an I don't know? You know, will the crane reach over there? Well, I don't see why not. Well, it's not long enough. Maybe that's why not. You know, don't give me this generic, you know, it's possible. Well, I'd like to think I'm smart enough to fucking ask something that's actually possible. You know, I'm not going to sit over here and ask some impossible question.
Yeah.
Good God.
But people are...
They can talk without saying a fucking thing. Stay away from people like that.
Boy, and they can fuck your program up so quick, too.
Oh, yeah. And if somebody don't know, they should just say, I don't know. But here's my opinion. Or, I don't know.
Oh, no. Here's the thing about that. I've got a perfect example about that is the people that don't know, they form their opinions before they even think of it. They've already got an opinion on it. Before they say, I don't know. It's like, you know, I'm not even going to bring up who I'm talking about because it's not. It's like talking to the fucking tree out there.
I like when you got a situation and somebody goes, yeah, I was in a situation like this 20 years ago, you know, like putting in some electrical shit or something, you know. Like, don't you think the code might have changed in the last 20 years? Well, 20 years ago you were allowed to do that. What the fuck did you just tell me? You acted like you had some specific information, but
you ain't got nothing.
You didn't know. I mean, the code book gets revised, every 4 years or something? So it's had 5 revisions. And every time they revise it, they add more minutia and more shit. They never take nothing out. You know, it's like a boa constrictor. You know, it just gets tighter and tighter and tighter. They don't ever take it. You know what? We've had this rule for a long time. Let's get rid of it.
It's fucked all these guys for all these years, but nah. That makes too much sense. Why the fuck would we do that?
They'll double down on it.
Yeah.
You know.
I heard this on the radio today.
Then it must be true.
No. Well,
anyway, I'm just
WBAP is a lot more reliable than regular radio. But I'm just saying, this guy called in, you know, about the whole budget crisis and all this shit going on, and it's like they've got, you know, we're receiving more tax dollars than we ever have before, you know, so that's why we need a budget increase and blah 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 blah. It's those fucking lazy ass motherfuckers up there. They don't give a fuck about anybody.
They could get 10 times more money than they're getting, and they still spend too fucking much. It's irrelevant how much you're getting. They're wasting it. I mean, they're freaking wasting. Oh my God! If I had like 1/10 of 1% of the waste that goes on in the federal government, I'd be like the richest guy in the fucking world. It's just all there is to it. Shit.
I agree. So, what I want to get back to is not giving up. Okay? I've been through pure fucking hell. Pure fucking hell. And today, I finally made it. I'm at the end of the road. It was a 3-year pure hell situation. Pure hell.
Well, you're at the end of that road. Now there's
another
new road.
Well, no, it's the Most Man Road and Tickle My Pickle and whatever other shows that we're coming up with, because that's what we're wanting. Okay, let's touch on that. Let's get a couple in us before we get into not giving up and
all right.
warrior mindset and all that bullshit. Okay, not bullshit, but it's true, because now that I'm there, like I've completed step number 1. I have finally, like I'm telling you, this last month, because I needed all my cards to fall perfectly. Okay? I needed all of them to fall just right into place.
Like a key in a lock.
Yeah.
One tumbler will screw you if it ain't.
Exactly.
You got to turn all the tumblers.
I needed every single thing to fall into place to get where I'm at right now. Okay? But I'm there. But this last month, I'm telling you, Tim, I had to start going to take a walk in the park because I would be in my driveway pacing with anxiety. Is it going to work? I'm praying. I'm doing this. And all of a sudden, things started falling in line. But what I'm saying, I would pace for hours. I'm not even going to get a chair at my new place. I'm going to get me a desk that where I stand up. Not doing it no more. I'm going to stand. I'm going to do all my shit standing up. Okay, or not everything standing up. I'm sitting down to do this because I want some of these. Okay, but what I'm getting at is that the tension was so high that I would pace. Finally, I had to start just taking a walk. I'd go to church 10 to 15 minutes and just say, hey, God, please take this shit off my shoulders. Keep your hand on my back. Just show me the road. You know, and then I go to the park and I just walk. Getting it out of my, just getting it out of my system. But it's just now I'm there. I've made it. Now I can begin the new journey. And everything that I've been talk about what's about to happen, it's about to happen. And this is going to be the new journey.
Yeah, it's like you got to throw that shitty hand away at cards, and you got a whole new hand.
A whole new hand.
A better hand. Not just new.
Yeah.
Better new.
Yeah, and I've got the money now to do what I want to do with this. So buckle up, everybody, because this shit is about to get real. I know that we did our, and that's what happens when you build something like this. You know, all your buddies watch and all that, and we started out strong, and we dipped off, but now it's starting to go back up. But now I'm about to be able to pump the money in it and do it right. Okay, do it the way that it's supposed to be done to make this thing succeed.
And some mobile action, too.
Oh, Bubba.
Yeah.
You don't think I've been online looking at buses? Yeah, Bubba.
The old bus.
No,
That's
when
gonna be
when I
hilarious.
close on my house at the coast, the money that I make off that's going towards my bus.
Yeah, that's going to be ridiculous.
And it's gonna be it's a pretty nice chunk too. So I just sold my house. I got a house with 10 acres here, and I basically tripled my money on it. And then my house at the coast. Shit, I probably 7x'd my money on that one. So I bought down there.
Yeah, but you had a lot of sweat equity in that. You know, you were down there every weekend swinging hammers and hoisting shit, and you know. So if you factored in, you know, paying for your own labor, messing with it, but hell, that's how you build wealth.
Well, yeah.
Can't hire everybody to do everything all the time. Do some shit yourself.
Shit, that's how me and my dad got to know each other. That's how we forged our bond. We were building that and our other shop, up here where the concrete plant was. We built both of them at the same time.
Yeah, building one's an ass beat and doing both at the same time.
Well, you're talking about fucking Mark Mahoney here and Pat Mahoney. Just like, why not? We're two fucking knuckleheads that, yeah.
I'm sick of working on this one. Let's go work on the other one.
Yeah. Tired of fucking screwing our panel up on this fucking building. Let's go screw some down there in fucking August.
Yeah, where it's more humid.
Yeah, it's more humid and fucking the heat feels like, you know, you're in the desert with all the humidity. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, my dumbass. That's when we built that place. Was in the fucking summertime. We're up there on a Galvalume roof. It's like standing on a fucking mirror. You know,
frying pan.
August, you know, we're both like sweating so hard. It's like we're going to slip off this motherfucker if we're not careful, you know.
You smash your hand with something. You don't know if the burn hurts more than the smash.
Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Yeah. So.
I couldn't believe the first time I went down there. You're like, yeah, me and my dad built this. I was, what? I mean, it was impressive shit. It was.
Yeah.
Still is. That's why somebody bought it.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's the bus money, huh?
That's the bus money. But no, so the whole thing is that this is about to get a whole lot better. So everybody out there, thank you. Thanks for rolling with us. Everything that I've said. So let's address the 50 subscribers, the first 50 subscribers. Either comment or send me an email, info@themostmen.com, and get me all your information. And it's coming. I will send it to you. I will mail it to you. The first 50, I'll even cover the shipping costs. Okay.
Yeah, the first 50, no, they get free stuff.
They get their fucking man kit
they're
for
waiting.
free, and they're waiting. And I'm telling you now, it's done. This guy just
because he said so you'll get it.
No. You want me to throw that away?
Stack them up.
Okay. No, I've gotten to the end, and it's time now. No more shit talk. No more of this. It's time. We're about to put the throttle down and let's go. So, and this new studio, for any of y'all out there, any of you that want to come on here, because we're going to start having regular guests. That's this new location. It's in the center of DFW. It can't get more. It's right next to DFW Airport. It's right in the middle of the heart to where. But if you don't want to come in, I'll come to you. So this is about to get fun. and I cannot wait. Cannot wait.
I already got plans to go to Talladega in the fall with my son. I need me a big old Most Man shirt. Take that in the Speedway. I guarantee people will comment the shit out of that. What's with that? Let me tell you.
Why don't I meet you down there with the bus?
Oh, that'd be spectacular.
Wouldn't it be cool to just follow the whole NASCAR circuit for 1 year?
Sure.
That's what I'm trying to say. That's the whole reason of the bus. Is big events.
Or maybe like, when they blow out to California, if they jump around too much, then you can just go to the next one, I mean, they're screwed to go from Charlotte to Vegas and back to Charlotte. I mean, you necessarily wouldn't do that. Unless you made it a pilgrimage, like we're going to every frickin' race. What is there, like 34 of them or something like that? That'd be a hell of an undertaking.
But here's the thing. Is you can travel however you're going to travel. But me and my crew will bring the bus out.
Yeah, I could pop in and out.
If you're going to fly in and out or however you do it, I'll just meet you.
Or road trip it with some buddies.
That's what I'm saying, man. Yeah. No, I'm buying a bus. This bus is
I know it.
It's going to have...
I expect it to be nuts. I know the way you roll.
Yeah, it's going to get fun. It's going to get real fun. So... And if any of you want to come along with us, email me. Come on.
Have a contest. The biggest Most Man Potsy. They get to come on the bus. Somebody like you wouldn't believe how I fucked up. Well, you need some help.
Well, here's the thing. Here's another thing about this is I've been doing this by myself. I'm about to hire my marketing team, my editing crew, all of it. I'm about to hire the people to be in place to where I can just be like, let's go.
To take the day-to-day stuff off of your plate.
Exactly. But strategic planning to where it's fun for all of y'all. Because this thing, as we build this, it's about y'all. It's not about me, not about you. It's about you.
Yeah.
This is your ride. I mean, this is your ride. Here's the thing. I'm 45 years old, and I'm single. Ladies looking to mingle. Okay? I ain't got nothing holding me back. Let's have some fucking fun. Let's take this thing and have some fucking fun.
There's just no way it's not going to be fun. It's not like you got to force it to be fun. I mean, what are we going to do? We're going to play cornhole and drink and bullshit with people and yuck it up and tell stories. I mean, that's what the hell we do. That's what we do all the time anyway when nobody's watching. Why wouldn't we do that if, you can get a bunch of new people involved and hear their stories and shit. Your average person has to have like 10 just outrageously stupid fucking stories that happen to them in their life. We want to hear them. Give everybody their 15 minutes of fame. Step up, lay it on the line, especially like Most Man things like, oh, God, you wouldn't believe what I did. Oh, my God, listen to this stupidity. I ain't doing that again. But that story might keep somebody else from doing that.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely, we want to get people involved. This isn't just me and Mark sitting here. Man, me and him laugh all the time. I mean, me and him on a road trip just in a truck. Oh, we just crack each other up and feed off each other's stories. And, we picture all this crazy shit and we build off each other and
well, that's the whole thing. And that's now. Like I'm eliminating that. It's too long of a, and it is where I'm at right now, and this is just our last rodeo here. This one right here. It is too long of a drive to come out here. It's a commitment. And
That's why we do 2 when I come out here.
yeah,
Is
but we fucked up, or I fucked up on the first one. I hit the wrong fucking button. God, that one was good. And I don't want to spoil it because we got to start natural on that one again. I've got the notes. We'll do it again. God, it was good too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Jesus.
We had some good zingers in there.
Yeah. The only way to do these things is on the fly, man. No planning, no. Well, I mean, some notes. Let's have some
But
topics.
not like scripted or nothing.
No, let her rip, man.
Yeah.
Who wants to listen to me? Some stupid newscaster on CNN or some stupid ass channel. No. Fucking let it rip. Let it hang out, man.
Especially when you get a couple beers in you, it loosens everybody's tongue up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what people want. They want authenticity, man. They don't want some bullshit.
Yeah, we ain't sitting here in suits and ties and shit.
Hell no. Hell no.
Like, keep calm and roof on, man. That's all you need to know.
Yeah. Well, when I was in the concrete business, I used to catch so much fucking hell. I used to catch so much hell from all these corporate assholes. You know, we're all getting together for a meeting. We're going to meet in the conference room at 11 o'clock and, bring, blah, 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 blah. Dude, I'd roll in a pair of fucking shorts, flip-flops, and a fishing shirt, and a hat. And they're all like...
Maybe even a hangover.
Oh, definitely. I was best when I was hungover. Doesn't give a fuck. I'm telling you, man, I used to walk out of those meetings, and those uptight fucking... They just wished. They wished. They were like, who the fuck is this guy?
But they were jealous.
Yes,
They
and after
had to answer to people.
After the meeting, they were like, they were like, well, do y'all have a dress code? And I was like, fuck no, we got no dress code. I wear whatever the fuck I want to wear. I don't have to be you.
Yeah, we got a dress code. Just wear some clothes.
Wear the fuck what you want to wear. You could show up here in a fucking Speedo and do just fine. What do y'all want to talk about?
No thongs. I mean, that's their dress code.
Yeah.
Anything else goes.
Yeah.
Show up dressed like Fred Flintstone with a leopard skin deal on.
Yeah, what are those parties where they have sheets?
Toga party.
Toga party. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And olive leaves wrapped in your fucking hair.
Yeah.
Sandals. Jerusalem cruisers, also known as. Oh, yeah, you know it. Every time that this buddy of mine used to have toga parties, Scotty Justo. But one of the rules was you had to stop in public on the way there to either like get gas, get beer. You couldn't just like leave your house, drive over there, and then go into party. You had to stop in public somewhere. So it's generally get gas and beer was, the easiest way to kill that. People would just crack up in gas stations and shit.
Oh yeah. No, well, I remember when I I used to do this to my ex-wife. Because that's back in the day when skirts and shit, are like dresses, like just one dress, but it was, above the knees. Dude, we'd stop at a gas anywhere where we stopped. I'd walk behind her, and she'd be looking over her shoulder because she knew. But I wouldn't, because she always thought that I was gonna do it when we walked in. But dude, I would always yank her fucking skirt up and show the whole fucking parking lot her panties. And she didn't it's not that she didn't give a fuck, but like there was a plumber one day here at our house. Dude, my wife had some bombs, dude. She had some bombs. And there was a plumber in our house, and he was sitting there. I can't remember what he was. What was he doing? He was
He's minding his own business.
Yeah, but I think he went to go use the restroom, and then he was checking. He cut a hole in one of my closets to see if this bathtub was leaking. But dude, she just walked out in her bra and her, she had just got off work, so she was taking. And dude, she just had her bra on, and of course he was just like, ah! I was like, dude. We walk around naked around here. It's all good. Don't worry about it, bro. She doesn't give a fuck.
You see more than that at the gas station if you go follow me up there.
Yeah. You want to see the backside? Come up to the gas station. Yeah.
No wonder you're divorced. Oh, my God. You see what I got to put up with? I mean, this is what we're dealing with here. I mean, it's... if you want to live in a box, go live in a box. You want to have some fun and, be an idiot, we can accommodate that too. But we are serious too at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So we're a little bit of everything, I guess.
But it's going to get better. I'm telling you, this whole program is about to be the program. It's gonna get good. It's gonna get good, and I cannot shove my drumsticks in here. It's gonna get better. I cannot wait. And that's what I'm talking about, this warrior mindset. You know how I am when I start a company. When I've got my mind dialed in. I don't have nothing holding me back anymore. Okay? And that's what I'm talking about when I was out here pacing and doing all this shit. I was like, Mark, you've got to get back into that warrior mindset. Because every company that I built, when I'm 24/7 in it, and that's all I think about. And this company is that. It's a passion. Like, I have a passion to build what we're about to build.
Well, this thing's been on your back burner for 10 years or so.
15.
Yeah, so this isn't some just Johnny-come-lately thought. Everything had to kind of work its way through in its own time frame kind of way.
It had to happen organically. This is not something that you just...
Well, when you originally thought about doing this...
It was just
divorce and bankruptcy and losing your business weren't on the table. So you had to go through that part to get to this part. So, see, sometimes life just works on its own schedule. Yeah. The man upstairs.
It's the dude up there. This guy up here. And that's every day. And so what happened, and I'm not gonna be plowing through, but I've developed a new relationship with the guy upstairs since it was the day that I got. It just happened so perfect, okay, that I got a full offer on my house, and then all of a sudden they started bidding against each other, and I was like, "Whoa!"
Well, before that, the check showed up that you had no idea existed.
Yeah,
when you needed $10,000, and then $10,000 showed up.
I needed $10,000 just to slide into home comfortably, and I'm sitting at my desk. Like, okay, because I've got a K-cut machine out there. Y'all heard before the coffee business and blah blah blah. And I was like, how can I sell this thing? It's a $25,000 machine, retail. It's brand new. I was like, how can I sell this thing and just get like $10,000? So I'm developing the plan at my desk, sitting there for like 15 minutes. And boom. Here's what I wanted to get to before that. Is when I got the full offer on my house, plus more, I was like, you need to take your happy ass to church and go say thank you. Because this would not happen, especially after the 3 years of the shit that I've been through. Okay?
Oh, and interest rates all kind of going up, so the home buying frenzy was over. in general.
Yeah, and people just mounding on top, giving you 20% more than what your house is worth, right?
Yeah, that dried up.
Dried up quick. So I get a full offer, then they bid, then they overpay, and I'm fine. Thank you. Okay. I was like, you need to take your happy ass to church. Say thank you. And I did. And on the drive home, I felt the feeling. I was like, I want more of this. And I'm not going to pump this on anybody out there. I'm not an ex-smoker over here that's going to say, just because I smoke cigars, I'm smoking one right now. Shout out Tabernacle. These are fucking fantastic cigars. I lost my point. Bring me back, baby.
When you popped into church.
Yeah, so I started going every day just to say thank you and but everything just started falling in line. And I lost the bigger point.
Yeah, I know there was one.
No. What the bigger point is that now that it's over. Now that it's over, we reached the finish line. We're there.
Oh no, then the check thing showed up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So I'm sitting at my desk. Yeah. Thank you. I'm sitting at my desk trying to figure out. I'm like, shit. I need to make $10,000 just to slide into home, come in comfortable. My bank calls me. Hey, Mark, how you doing? I'm like, well, I guess okay. Well, 2 years ago, you went and got 2 cashier's checks, and you never cashed them. I don't know what the fuck happened to him. I'm telling you, I don't just go get cashier's checks and lose them.
Yeah, they had to be for a specific purpose because nobody just gets a cashier's check.
No, it was. I was starting a new company. I was
to.
starting Shamrock Service Group. I was starting that homeown, the home services business. The one that I was trying to talk you into, and you're like, you're fucking nuts.
I want out of dealing with homeowners.
Yeah. So
Mark's like, you know how many homeowners there are? They all got money, and I'm like, yeah, and wrenching it out of them sucks. There's easier ways to make money than that. But that's what I've done my whole life. That's why I want out of it.
Okay, so they call me and they're like, hey, you got these 2 cashier's checks and you never cashed them. So the exact number that I was needing, the exact number. We close at 4. Come on up. We got a check here waiting for you. And I'm just like, hello?
I should have asked for 20.
Yeah. Good God.
Oh, and check this blessing out. So you got the $10,000, but you didn't have to sell the $25,000 machine for 10. So you still got the $25,000 machine.
Mm-hmm.
So now maybe you could sell it for 20 or 15 or, or find the right person. Maybe some guy's praying right now going, oh, Lord, I really need a K-Cup machine. And somehow you'll be his blessing. It's the way that, we got the most man thing going. Well, God's got his, follower thing working.
No, I'm going to walk in my toga uniform and say, here's your K-Cup machine.
Toga uniform. Never thought about it as a uniform, but
no,
mark on the lapel there.
Yeah.
Like it's a Cintas freaking uniform.
Yeah, Mark,
call up Cintas and ask.
Yeah, Mark with the K-Cup machine. I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah, with the sandals. You'll swear to God that some angel came and dumped the freaking K-Cup machine on him.
Yeah.
If you had a white toga.
Yeah. So if any of you guys out there that need a fucking K-Cup machine, I got it.
Like really need it, not just, that'd be cool to have.
No, and this fucker spits out like 800 cups an hour.
Yeah, if that's for personal use, man, you got a problem. You really need the most man to help you out if you got 800 cups of coffee an hour. Yeah, maybe, you know what? Maybe like a hurricane disaster kind of thing or something, you know? People need coffee when their house is underwater.
Well, I'm kind of good at hurricanes.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
We've got a relationship these days.
Hopefully you're one and done.
Oh, I'm one and done. I ain't going near the fucking Texas coast anymore. I'm done.
The first hurricane ever to hit North Texas. It hit your house.
Oh, dear God. I mean,
Oh hell, them things when they get up here, they still pack a freaking punch.
They pack a punch.
But not like on the coast. But you know, hell, we'll get 8 or 10 inches of rain if it just stalls out.
yeah,
Up here.
yeah.
So live on a hill.
And the biggest clouds you've ever seen in your life. You want to see the biggest cumulus clouds you ever seen in your life? Let a hurricane push them fuckers up here. I think it was Rita that hit. I remember watching the aftermath of that and what we were going to get. But I'm telling you, we had, because down at the coast, they've got the biggest clouds you've ever seen in your life. They're huge.
Well, you got all the moisture in them. You got all the humidity and moisture in the world.
No, they're huge. They're huge, like big. Because I remember I used to fish with this guy named Captain Kirk, and his shit on his boat regularly didn't work. GPS, autopilot, whatever.
Sounds safe.
Huh?
Real safe.
Oh, dude, you flipped a coin every time you went fishing with this guy. And I was dry because R.I.P. Captain Kirk, and I love you. Love you. One of the greatest guys you'd ever meet in your life. Okay? And I remember we were going offshore one day, and the GPS just went blank. And I was like, what the fuck are we going to do now? He said, well, all you got to do is pick a cloud. Pick a cloud. Every time that the cloud moves a little bit, he said, just move a little bit with it, other way. He said, you got to follow the clouds. If the cloud's moving this way and we're going straight, you got to keep the course. Dude, do you know that we were within a mile of our fishing hole? 60 miles offshore. This is a 3-hour boat ride. And we were within a mile of our fishing hole. And he was just like, cruise around. We're going to find it. Keep cruising around. We found it.
So this guy
Off following clouds.
Like this guy brought his own Bermuda Triangle with him. You know, on the Bermuda Triangle, your compasses quit working and everything. Hell, this guy's shit didn't work. It was like being in the Bermuda Triangle. That's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Follow the cloud. Because, yeah, I mean, they can only move so fast. They might be moving 50 miles an hour, but they're so far off in the distance, yeah, it would take quite a while for it to waft. And clouds don't, you know, unless you're in a tornado. I mean, but, you know, they'll follow the trade winds or something, right? So you know whatever direction it's going, that's the one that kind of keeps going.
I'm not kidding you. I learned so much from this guy. And I'm telling you, this guy, he could have cared less if his boat sank. He could have cared less.
Well, that's a boat I ain't got to worry about now.
Yeah, I'll just do the backstroke as long as I can, shooting water spouts out, you know. Because I'm telling you, I think I've told this on the podcast before, but I'm telling you, he would show up at the dock in the morning. He would drink a fifth of tequila or a fifth of Jack or a fifth of vodka. He'd be fucking hammered because he was in the barbecue business. Okay? So he'd be up there at 1 o'clock in the morning flipping his briskets, you know, and then he'd get to the dock at 5. But that's when he liked to. That's when he liked to.
It was his routine.
Yeah, and he'd have a 12-pack of Modelo and a 5-gallon bucket on ice in his front seat. Let's go fishing. And I know I've told this story. His lip would be so stretched out from his wad of snuff, his cherry skull, because that way nobody smelled the alcohol.
And he didn't want to get near that fucking skull breath when you got, like a baseball.
No, and I know that I've told this story. I'm going to tell it again. He had a hole worn out. He had dipped snuff so long and
erosion. It eroded
he wore out a little V-shaped spot in these bottom two teeth right here. And we'd be going offshore, and customers are standing right behind you going, I can't wait to get to the fishing hole. And he'd be like, and people are like, what the fuck was that?
Is it an oil leak or something?
It was crazy. And we'd be leaving offshore and it'd be so fucking rough. It'd be so rough that these big boats, I'm talking big boats, were turning around going, fuck this. And he'd be like, come on. He'd be waving to him. Come on. What y'all afraid of? Come on. And man, we would go one up and just bam, one up. Yeah, it would be, and all the customers are like, what in the fuck are we doing? What is this? You're going to take it? No, the boat's just full of gas. He said, we'll burn off some gas and, it'll get better. Give it about 5 miles. It'll get better. And it did. It would get better. But just getting that 5 miles was just like, but he was so fucking hammered, he didn't give a fuck. And I'm sitting there freaking out going, what the fuck are we doing?
He didn't give up. He was persistent.
Yes,
everything you're saying.
Bingo.
Everybody else was ready to give up.
Y'all want to go fishing? Let's go fishing. Yeah. Y'all wanted to go? Let's go.
Did he make him sign anything, people?
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yes.
Yeah, you drowned at your own fault. Even
Yeah.
though he's like... Everybody's like...
Full of nicotine and alcohol. Fucking 6 o'clock in the morning.
We got 7 of us outvoted you to go back. I'm the captain. You already signed.
Yeah, y'all wanted to go fishing? Let's go fishing. Y'all wanted to do this? Let's go. And I'm telling you, after working with that guy, I had no excuse. And that was the crazy part about all that, is I had no excuse. Like, if I don't go, because we normally buddied up, my boat and his boat. And I know that, because me and him had, so he had 2 boats. He had a 38-foot fountain, which was a piece of shit. Just a fucking dog, just. And then he had a 35-foot marlin. These marlins are badass. That's the boat that I had. Okay, that you were on. And I knew that it could make it through it. And if I was fishing with him, or if I was fishing by myself, I knew that I had to deal with that shit back at the dock. If I turned around, I would never live it down. Ever.
He'd have put you in the, oh, he's one of those kind of guy columns,
He's a most man. Fucking bitch.
He talks fishing, and he don't even go.
Mm-hmm. Your customers came to go fishing. Take them fishing. There was a time that I got caught out in a storm. I had 6 Navy SEALs on my boat. Okay? All of them were doctors. They have a practice over in Arlington. I don't remember the practice, but one of them was the foot doctor. One of them was the knee doctor. One of them was the shoulders. But they all had their own specialty, is what I'm getting at. And they were surgeons. But they were all Navy SEALs together, too. They went through the SEAL camp together. These guys stuck together. And they did everything together.
They almost all died together on your boat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that went crazy.
Mm-hmm. Here, get my stove lit here for. Okay, so we're out there. We're about 50 miles out there, and all of a sudden, the sky turned black. And I'm like, fuck. This is the first time that I got caught in a serious storm. Serious. All of a sudden, I see over the horizon, I see all these white caps. And I'm like, fuck. Because all of a sudden, you feel that cold air. You know what I mean? You feel the cold air, and you're like, fuck.
Something just changed.
Something just changed. The sky's black. And then all of a sudden, the sea condition, it was already 7 to 8 foot seas, which is, that's rough. That's rough. You're already looking over your shoulder going, them waves are taller than me.
Looking for the rogue wave coming.
Yeah. All of a sudden, the wind started blowing so hard and it started raining that it looked like silk. You couldn't tell how big the waves were. And there was no more white caps. You couldn't tell which way the wind was blowing because it was just like spray coming off the top of the waves. And then all of a sudden they went from 7 to 8 feet to like 15, to where when you look around you, you're looking up at the top of the wave. And it's like, fuck. And you're just trying to figure out how to position yourself to go up and down. That's the only way you can go through them. You got to take them head on. You can't take them, because side sea, that's when your boat will flip over.
Sure.
Okay? So you got to keep the nose in front.
That's why when ships lose an engine or in a hurricane and they lose engines, they're then you're just a fucking piece of driftwood, and it you can't minimize the beating. You're gonna take a beating even if you're in control of your scene, but once you lose your engines, like I said, you're a piece of driftwood, and it's gonna get as bad as it wants to get.
Mm-hmm. And here's the thing: when you're side sea, your boat's sideways, and the seas are coming this way, you're doing this. So as soon as it does this, and you have one big rogue wave that comes through, you're this. So that's why you got to keep it in the middle.
Yeah, and on that boat, in most boats, I mean, standing there, how tall is the frickin' edge of that thing? Like knee high or something? I mean, it ain't like you got a rail to hang on to and shit. I mean, that, you're vulnerable as hell on the back of that thing.
My boat, you were about mid-thigh.
Okay.
But there was still on the side. Your mid-thigh.
Which ain't shit.
No, your mid-thigh.
It's fine when it's calm. But
right.
in that shit, you're way top heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're way top heavy. So and when the boat's doing that shit on the side, you get that whip action too. It'll torque. It doesn't just calmly go back and forth. It's snapping, and if you're anticipating it doing one thing and it does the other, then that would be a long frickin' ride.
Okay, so we get caught in this shit, and I'll never forget this old man sitting next to me. He had to be in his 70s, but he was in good shape. Good shape. I remember I had Pearl Jam on going out, and he sat there the whole time and played air guitar the whole time. He was hitting every fucking note going in. He was into it, man. He was like in the surgery room. This is my fucking this. He was so thankful that Pearl Jam was on, because in surgery that's what they do. They turn on fucking music, and they get into that. They want to get focused, and they want to have rhythm. They want to have. And he was like, in my surgery room, this is all I play. He was like, I cannot believe that you're playing this shit. I was like, dude, this is one of the greatest bands of all time. Why wouldn't I? But he was so, but you could tell that he was the leader of the pack too. Okay, he was the older guy of the group. And he was the one that told me, he's like, if you tell me that we came down here and we're not going out, I'm 70 fucking years old and we're fucking going. And you're the guy to take us. We paid you. We're going. Get out there, get caught in that storm. And he walked up to me and he said, man, the closer we get to dry land, the bigger your fucking tip gets. Get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
This is fucking crazy.
Because there's nobody going to come save you.
No, not in that situation, no. Because here's the whole thing about fishing, okay? And your whole insurance and all that stuff. Once they issue, because, NOAA's that's the standard.
National Oceanic Atmosphere
Association.
Administration.
Yeah. Okay, so once they issue a small craft warning, when they say we have a small craft warning today,
yeah,
that means if you're stupid enough to go,
you're stupid enough to stay there,
your insurance is void.
Oh, no shit.
Your insurance is void. So if you get in some shit out there, you're done. That's what the small craft advisory is for. Whenever they issue a small craft advisory, that goes up to boats 100 foot long, not just...
Oh, fuck. 100 feet ain't no small boat.
No. But once they issue that, and if you go and shit hits the fan, your insurance is void. It's just like a hurricane.
What if you're out there when it happens? You got to just beeline back?
You better.
Insurance. If you're out there and this warning shows up, and you're 50 miles out, and you decide to stay, you're screwed, I guess.
No, as soon as it's issued, you're done. It's just like a hurricane. So everybody out there listening, anybody that's got a house on the coast, or anybody thinking about getting a house on the coast, or any of that, that is why they name hurricanes. As soon as it goes from a tropical storm to a hurricane, as soon as the storm is named, your insurance is done. That's why they name them. Done. That's why they name them. Look at Katrina.
Unless you have specific hurricane insurance.
You got to have flood, and you got to have wind. You got to have both of them. And they're expensive as shit. It's like $15,000 a year to have both. $7,500 a piece. Because here's the thing. If you're on land, okay, and you have a house in a tropical storm or a hurricane or whatever, if it just rips 2 or 3 shingles off and a piece of plywood, if it just lifts it up enough, your wind insurance will cover the flood, because that's where the water entered, because it was caused from the wind. Okay, but what causes the flood?
The storm surge.
The wind. The wind is blowing that water in. That's why you have to have wind and flood.
Yeah.
It's tricky.
And that's why all those people
when Katrina happened, when Katrina happened, that's why all those people were fucked.
And the insurance company has a lot more lawyers than you got. So, your house could burn to the ground, and then the storm blows in. They still ain't gonna pay. They got more lawyers than you got. Cover your own ass one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
That's a theme on this show too. Don't wait on other people to save you. You got to save your own ass or put yourself in a position to not need to be saved. But if you go up against an insurance company, if you go up against 2 insurance companies, you're doomed, because they will play both against the middle. Nothing can be worse than getting in a car wreck with another vehicle that has the same insurance company as you got.
Well, that's where I made all my money, was in black mold. We had 2 years. people figured out that there was because it takes them 2 years to get these changes implemented. That's why there was so much money made in black mold.
And that's why it's all excluded now.
Yeah.
Or it'll say it pays up to like $1,000 because they like acknowledge that, or it's just totally excluded. I could be just wrong with that one, but it's just either totally excluded or it's capped at $500.
Now it is.
Now,
unless you buy the policy, but during that 2 years, and I remember,
and you can't even afford the policy. You're better off just building a whole new house than paying that stupid insurance premium.
I worked for this company called Prime Environmental Services. Okay, that's back when I was in the insulation, chimney business, and all this. That's how I got in the mold business. And this is where I made all my money. And I remember them telling me, we got 2 years. This is, we're all going to make a lot of money. Do you know that the 4 people that own that company, that started that company, do you remember all those signs, billboards remember the Got Milk sign?
Sure.
You know, Got Milk and the mustache and all
Sure.
that? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember all the Got Mold signs?
No, but I'm sure I've seen them.
They were everywhere, and it was them. Okay. And do you know who owned this company? 4 guys. One guy was the head of State Farm. One was head of Allstate. The other one was a head of Farmers. And the other one was a head of Nationwide. And they joined together. And they said, we got 2 years to mop this shit up. And they did.
Yeah, because those claims, man, your furniture was jacked. It wasn't just like there was no like small mold claims. They were always
it was more expensive than the house is even worth. You're taking an $80,000 house and we're doing a $250,000 remediation job.
Yeah, the ACs and I remember I got involved with a little bit of that. What does it take to clean this thing, and then guarantee that it's perfectly clean and
you got to
pass
the air test. You got to pass the air test. Yeah, no, it was insane. Okay, so here's this. The place where our new studio is going, I had a customer, okay, that had a mold claim, and this guy's he's a big wheel. He's a big time developer, contractor. You should have seen his house. It looked like a castle. Okay. Crazy. And there was a company in this business park where we're going. They used all those warehouses to hold all the furniture and clothes and all that to sanitize it and do all this stuff right here, right? Well, what happened was the end of the mold came to an end. Allegedly. But this guy, the guy that I'm talking about, my customer, he wasn't a mold customer, he was a chimney customer. All of his shit was inside this company's warehouse. Okay, while they were doing the mold claim, because they got to charge rent just storing their furniture.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they probably charged him what their monthly fee was, and they had 10 other people's shit in there. Just killing it on just dormant. They didn't care how long it sat in there because they got a check, or that was part of the claim. Nobody's in a rush to do nothing.
So here's what happened. It come to an abrupt halt at the second year. And I remember this clear as day because that's where my company was. It wasn't 2 days after that everything just came to a stall.
They passed new legislation
there was no more payments on mold claims. None. All of a sudden, this whole fucking building went up in flames. They lit that shit on fire. I'm not allegedly.
It magically caught on fire.
They blamed it because
window.
there was a chemical company next door, and that's supposedly the chemical company's been there for 40-something fucking years and never had any problems.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Funny how that works.
And all of a sudden, this whole building goes up in flames.
The magic lightning.
And this guy lost all his shit. All of his shit.
And I'm sure it was all top notch.
Just top-notch shit.
Yeah, if you own a castle, your furniture is going to be pretty frickin'. It ain't made out of particle board.
No, he's a South Lake guy. He's a South Lake guy, and his house was. He spent some money on this place.
So it's almost like your house burning down because all of his shit was in there. So if your house burns down, you lose your house. But if you got an empty house and the warehouse burns down where all your shit is, it's kind of like your house burned down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is probably all photo albums and all kinds of, just all that shit.
Everything. All of his personal belongings were in that warehouse. Every single one, to his underwear, to his family photos. It doesn't matter. Everything that he had to be sanitized.
Yeah, because if you don't decontaminate it, you bring it back into the new house, you freaking start to thing all over again.
There was a tire company on one end, and there was a chemical company on the other end, and they had this huge. They knocked down all the walls, and we're talking thousands of square feet. Thousands of square feet, probably like 100, 150,000 square feet. This whole building went down.
And even if his shit didn't burn, then you get all that smoke damage in there, and you ain't getting that smoke reek out of that furniture.
No, but they had all that shit insured. And then they didn't. I think one of the guys ended up going to prison over it.
Oh,
yeah. Crazy. Because how does in a warehouse, how does a fire at that magnitude start?
Yeah.
It's like it melted. A warehouse that are tilt wall, they're concrete walls, metal structures. The only thing in there is flammable. Insulation's not even flammable. Insulation's fire retardant. You can take a torch to insulation and it just glows.
Yeah.
That's what makes gas logs, the embers at the bottom. It's rock wool insulation. That's all it is. It just glows. That's all it does. It doesn't burn.
Yeah, I laugh out at my lake house, man. I'm a fire nut. I'm always burning shit out there. It's a bitch to get fires going, so it's always just kind of funny when, you'll burn down your house. You got to work your ass off to burn down your house. You just kind of really do. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but setting shit on fire ain't just the easiest thing to do. I mean, if you take a lighter to your drapes or something, but that may just even burn smoke and, don't set your sheetrock on fire.
Well, sheetrock doesn't burn either.
Exactly. I mean, if you had
that's all that's left after a home fire is the fucking sheetrock.
But if you have a big enough fire and shit shifts and then it gets in the attic or something, but yeah, I mean, you can set your house can burn down by, an electrical short in the wall or something. It definitely happens. But, when you're a kid, oh, you'll burn the house down. Shit. It'd probably take me an hour and a half to burn my frickin' house down. I mean, short of just dumping gasoline.
Exactly.
I mean, just, with the shit that's in there. Now a cigarette on a couch and it gets going and, and then there's a flash over it. Yes, but it's a process.
No, I remember we were in an apartment one time, me and my buddy, Daryl Corley. We wake up at 3:00 in the morning, and this woman below us had a grease fire. She was frying chicken or whatever, and shit went up. I mean,
throw water on it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, all of a sudden, all the alarms went off in our building, And we're like, shit. So me and him we're in our fucking underwear. And we're running towards it. You know, I'm young. And I'll never forget. Oh, my God. Daryl Corley, this was the funniest shit ever. This woman's freaking out because, I mean, her shit is on fire. I mean, shit's going crazy. And I'll never forget. We were trying to put it because we were like, we ain't got renter's insurance. We got to fucking put this shit out.
Yeah, we got a dog in this fight.
Yeah. You know, and we get down, and I swear to God, we're in our fucking whitey toddies, dude. And it was the funniest shit. She's like, help me. And we go in there, and Daryl grabs her fucking sofa cushions and starts fucking
dumping on it,
putting shit out with all. He's like, he was just grabbing whatever, and we were doing whatever we could to put it out.
Yeah.
And this woman was like, I paid $3,000 for that couch. And he was like, I don't give a fuck. You know, I don't want
couch ain't going to be here in 5 minutes, lady.
Yeah.
So
I want to keep my fucking couch, you know. And, it was funny as hell. It was, I'll never forget that ever. Because the woman was like, my shit's on fire. I need help. And all of a sudden, he's just like,
hey, man, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. She's like bitching at him the whole time. That's my sofa cushion. He's like, I don't give a fuck. I want to keep my sofa.
Yeah, your sofa's gone either way, lady. You know, if we use it to put it out or it just burns. I mean, what do you want?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you got to pick the lesser of two evils. There you go. How to stay out of trouble. Like playing golf. If you're in the woods, maybe you ought to just punch out. Go on from there.
Yeah, take the stroke.
You're going to go for the green and stay in the woods and get your big old fat 8 or 9? Or do you punch out, make you bogey, and go, well, that sucked, but I was in the woods. So sometimes you can't get greedy. If you get greedy, it can blow up in your face.
Yeah, no, she's watching everything burn in her house. She's worried about a fucking sofa cushion. And it was. But again, okay, so back to this. So we have a few little reels out of this deal. I've built my warrior mindset back. I've got it back. It's here. And I'm about to blow the doors off this thing.
Yeah, you've been like a caged animal for a while because you didn't have any options.
No.
Now you got a checkbook and a vision. That's dangerous when Mahoney has a checkbook and a vision.
I'm going to be smart with it this time. Because before, and men out there that hadn't got there, it's good at the top. It is. I'm not saying that it's not. But I tried to buy my way back to the top, and you can't do it. You can't do it. You got to have a plan, and you got to have
a base
and a fucking plan. Structure. And I've got a plan and I've got structure. And it's just like me and my bookkeeper had this conversation the other day. She's like, yeah, my daughter's, because here I am starting a production company, and that's what her daughter's going to college for, is to be a videographer and all this stuff. Like, she's going to school in California, and, she'll be able to make movies when she's out of college. But I was like, no, you don't understand. I was like, I'm about to hire the best of the best. And my whole team is going to be about the brand and what we're building, or they can't work there. This is no. I've got the warrior mindset back, like I had with the concrete company. Like, failure's not an option. There's no option of failure. But it's like what I was saying. I was pacing. And I've got it now. I've got myself reprogrammed. Because this thing will work. It's worked thus far on a college budget. Okay? We ain't on a college budget anymore. Okay?
But you did a lot of learning.
Yes, I did. No, I'm telling you, everything that I went through, every single thing that I went through was the best thing that has ever happened to me. But I never gave up. And I wanted to give up. But I didn't have the option to give up. If I gave up, it was done. I don't know how I would have ever crawled out of my hole.
It's not in your DNA to give up. You're just more of a, the worse it gets, the more you grit your teeth kind of guy. You're too stupid to give up sometimes. Sometimes giving up's the right option. Like, not giving up, but they're changing course or something, you know. Giving up was the wrong term. I didn't mean like give up. Sometimes you got to reset and refocus, but that's still just part of being the plan. Sometimes you got to change the plan, adjust with the plan, figure out a new plan, get a better plan.
But you need a good team.
But that's not giving up. That's regrouping and refocusing.
But that's where the team comes in. That's where your cabinet comes in. If you've got like-minded people, you have to surround yourself with like-minded people. And that's what I'm saying about my family. My family is always going to be my family, okay? Yeah, and time is going to heal those wounds. Time's going to heal that. Because I don't want to be without my family. I don't want to die alone. You know what I mean? And I don't want to hold a grudge towards anybody. But I found out what I had. And it wasn't good. But now I know. But I just can't go there. Can't count on them. They'll be there in the good times, guaranteed. They're there in the good times. But that's where the team comes in. If you don't have like-minded people around you that are in it to win it, because one man can't do it. I can't do it alone. That's why I've got this guy. Okay? This guy's been with me for 20 years.
Yay. Now I've seen some crazy shit.
Yeah, you have.
Good, bad, and indifferent.
But I'm telling you that when shit hit the fan, this guy was there. And that's the kind of people you need. You need people that'll they'll share the bullet with you. They may not take the bullet head on. They'll take the secondary, but hell.
I'll call 911 for you.
Yeah.
I'll do what I can. And I've helped so many people over the years, and honestly, man, there was a bunch of them where I won't say I regretted it, but it was like, man, I gave more of a shit than they did.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to help somebody, and eventually it's like, man, I put more into this than you, and I'm trying to save your ass. So, all right, good luck with that, but not that I didn't try. Because that's just the way I'm wired.
But that's why you've lived the life that you've lived. A good, clean life. You're one of the only people I know that just kind of cruises. And people, I guarantee you there's been so many people that have just looked at you and gone, man, how does he just... It's because he does the right thing. He's honest. He's loyal. He's everything that he's every single thing that you can count on these 5 fingers. He's all of them. And it's so rare. But you have, and that is as soon as we move into this new space, that's going to be my job for 2 or 3 months, is whittling through the sticks, finding good people. Because you have to have a team. Because one man can't do it alone. Can't.
Yeah.
Your ego will tell you that. Your ego will tell you, "Oh, it wasn't for me," and I'm the fucking man. And no, you are as good as your fucking team. That's all you are.
If you try to do it yourself, you just get spread too thin because there's just too much to do, and it doesn't matter what you're doing. There's just too much to do, and I'm not saying it can't be done in certain things. I mean, if you're an artist or something, with a painting. Yeah, you want to paint for 3 months and have a killer painting. Yeah, you don't need no help with the painting. But something that's labor intensive and trying to grow, that's the thing. You could probably do something that you could do if you just put it under one umbrella and you could handle everything. But that's got to be such a small ball because as soon as you try to grow it, you can't If you only got, I'll say 40 hours in a week, which of course entrepreneurs, they work frickin', 7 days a week, 10 hours a day. Say 70 hours a week. If you're busy 70 hours a week doing what you're doing, how can you grow?
Mm-mm.
Because there's more work to do, but you can't grow your time. The time is kind of set in stone. I mean, frickin', we know how watches and calendars work. You can't adjust how watches and calendars work. You're stuck in that window. Those parameters are written in stone. And if you want to grow, you gotta have people take shit off of your plate.
They care about your plate.
That you can trust.
Exactly.
They ain't gonna drop your plate. Oh, I'll do that. And they fuck it up so bad, you spend twice as much time sorting it back out. And you're like, shit, I'd have been better off if I never fucking did that or hired them or, So, yeah, you gotta build a team that you can trust, count on, and that buys into, understanding the rising tide floats all boats.
Yep, and
if somebody's just there to collect a paycheck, it ain't gonna work.
I mean, and this is a cheesy saying. It's a cheesy saying, but it's so true. The definition of team is together everybody achieves more. It's no truer than that.
Well, also one that I do like that, but another one I like is you got to be great. Well, a team becomes greater than the sum of its parts.
Yeah.
And when I was a kid, I didn't really understand that. How do you become greater than the sum of your parts? So sometimes 5 and 5 and 5 equals 17. That's when 3 guys that are 5s work together. They achieve more than they're capable of.
Yeah.
Like Rich and I, a lot of times, we used to do this. I'd be working on an AC problem. My buddy Rich would be working on some problem. And I'm like, God, this is just royally whipping my ass. I hate this. It's like, Rich is really good at this. I'd call up Rich, I really need some help with this. Well, this is whipping my ass over there. It's like, that ain't no shit. I could do that standing on my head. So here we are. I'm over here getting my ass whipped by something that he can fix like that. He's over there getting his ass with something that I can fix like that. Boop. We swap. He fixes my problem. I fix his problem. And we're good. But if we didn't do that, we'd still both be standing there banging our head against the wall.
Yep. Because
everybody's good at something and everybody's more comfortable with something than they are with something else. And but when you're doing it all by yourself, you got to fix that stupid problem one way or another.
Yep.
And if you're not good at it, it's going to wear you out. Take up too much time. You don't have the right tools. well, I guess I could go buy all these tools and then figure out how to work them, and I know what I need, but I guess I can, well, in the old days, you couldn't get on YouTube to see what's up. Isn't it easier just to call somebody that knows what the hell they're doing and say, hey, dump an ass beating on me, but take this one off of me?
Yeah.
I'm ready for a new ass beating. I know this is whipping my ass, and I'm sick of it. I'll go dig you a ditch. I'll do something. Help.
That's another loyal guy out there, right there. What's his last name?
Rich Gonzalez.
Rich Gonzalez. Shout out. I want you on. You're coming on.
Yep.
He is a specimen of a human being.
Our CPA calls him a force of nature.
Dude, he
knows how to get shit done.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
He ain't afraid of anything, and it scares me sometimes. But he pulls it off. He pulls it off
every time.
Yeah.
In spectacular fashion too. We're not going to bring up some of the shit that he's done, but I'm telling you, I've witnessed it, and I was like,
2 days ago, I had to go to Palestine, Texas, to get a 30-ton air conditioner because I had my truck can pull a gooseneck trailer. This air conditioner it's a 22-foot trailer. It took up the whole entire trailer. There was about a foot on the front. This unit was every bit of 20 feet long and is 8 feet wide.
Is it that shopping center that I went and looked at?
Yeah, in Palestine.
Yeah.
He's like, Tim, I just need you to get this thing out of here. I was going to charge. He said, just charge me whatever you want today. I said, man, I was going to tell him I was going to charge him $500. I had $100 in gas back and forth, $400, because I was going to be a brother-in-law deal. He goes, man, you saved my ass. Just bill me $1,000. All right, I'll do it. But I was going to give him the brother-in-law deal because he helps me all the time. But I guess he made good money on the job and whatever. So I made $1,000, but $900 when you back my gas out.
But he knows your worth.
Yeah, it took me 8-9 hours round trip down there and back. Made Kit Kat bars and freaking
jams,
cashews.
Good music.
No, I listened to podcasts actually.
Really?
Back and forth. Yeah, little Bill Burr. Had to get some of that.
Oh God, I love that guy.
Yeah,
I love him.
But yeah,
here, most men out there watch Bill Burr. I'm thinking about getting married and, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, so there's 2 lines. This is the line where everybody's standing in line to get married. Or got what? No. Sorry, I'm fucking this up. I don't want to fuck it up. Here's the guys fighting it. Going, I don't know if this is the right decision. Or you got the guys that, this is the line where I stand in to lose half my shit. So this is the line you want me to get in to lose half my shit? Fuck that line. I ain't getting in that line. Fuck that. I love Bill Burr. He is,
no doubt.
He is fucking hilarious. And he is speaking some God's truth, brother.
Yeah. He'll give you some most men moments.
Yes, he will. Yes, he will.
And Sam Kinison.
Ooh, boy.
He's like Bill Burr screaming. He's a screaming Bill Burr.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, man.
Well, there's our recommendations. There's your homework. Go watch some Bill Burr and Sam Kinison.
Yes.
Hey, and if you've never heard of Sam Kinison,
get you some.
Yeah, you may want to listen to it by yourself until you figure out, how your family fits into this conversation, because Sam will say some shocking things.
Yes. He tells everybody that's with him, once I open this door, your life is going to change. Do you want to walk into this door? And people are like, fuck, I don't know. But once you come in, your life's changing. This is some life-changing shit. Because that dude partied like a fucking rock star.
Well, he kind of was.
Oh, God, dude. He was the best. The best. Okay, let's end it on that. So here's the thing. Warrior mindset. Don't give up. Don't give up. Because you will get there. You can get there. It's a struggle. It's a long, hard road. But today, I'm there. And I'm so thankful that I did not give up. And looking back on it now looking back, God doesn't give you anything you can't handle. That's another line that everybody knows that. I was meant to go through what I went through. It was meant to be. Every single bit of it was meant to be. I didn't understand it while I was going through it, but I made it through. Okay? And the feeling of that alone, I don't even know how to describe it. I don't even know how to describe it right now. Might be able to another day, but I'm just telling you. If I'd have gave up, I'd be homeless right now. I don't know where I'd be.
He'd be living in my garage, so thank God he didn't give up.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's a lot of people that watch that this doesn't apply to. But the people that it does apply to, don't give up. God has a plan for all of us, and he wants all of us to be successful. He wants every single one of us to prosper. But if you don't believe, and if you give up, it's your own. It's you.
Well, now don't give up is the overall thing. Like if you're trying to achieve, but it doesn't mean you can't change stride or do something different.
Exactly.
Because sometimes not giving up. It's sometimes changing plans isn't giving up. It might feel like it's giving up. Like, oh, I tried so hard to make that work. Maybe that wasn't meant to be. This was meant to be. So you just gotta
deviate. Gotta deviate. Know when you need to deviate.
Yeah, but if what you're doing ain't working because you're just doing it wrong, well, you might want to give up on that aspect of it, but you don't give up on the overall aspect of it.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah.
I said earlier, sometimes you got to give up, but I misspoke. That's what I was trying to say.
Deviate.
Yeah, you gotta assess the headwinds you're fighting. Like if you're in a riptide, you got to swim sideways, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you keep swimming in, it sucks you out. So see, you got to be smart enough to know you're not giving up trying to get to shore. You just got to take a different path.
Yep.
I'm done. I can't do any better than that.
Nope. And as Tim says, sometimes you just got to let go of the rope. When you got dead weight, you got to let go of the rope. I think that's it.
How much shit you willing to put up with in your Wheaties?
No shit in my Wheaties.
I don't have no shit in your Wheaties.
I don't want no shit in my Wheaties. Nobody out there, you don't want shit in your Wheaties. Because there's plenty of people that'll shit in your Wheaties. With no problem.
And,
that's an easy,
and expect you to like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're easy to say, okay, yeah, he's got a big fresh bowl of Wheaties here, and I'm going to dump my shit right here. Because he can handle it.
But they won't eat the Wheaties with shit in it.
No.
But they'll expect you to.
Yes, they will. We're ending it on that. Thank you, Tim.
Oh, yeah, I thought I'd bring some wisdom.
I'm out of words, folks. We're going to end it on that. We're going to break down the studio. This is our last podcast here. We've created something good, that we're about to go full throttle with. And thank y'all for coming along. And thank you. Okay? I appreciate it. And we're in it on that. Don't give up. Okay. We are on YouTube. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell, comment. We're on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, iHeartMedia. TheMostMen.com is the website. info@themostmen.com. Remember, all the freebies out there, the 50 and under subscribers, send me your info because your shit is coming. And yes, it is for free. Okay? Get your man kit, get your man card, get your balls back, get your 12-step recovery program on how to maintain, retain, and let's build some better men. Okay? Soon coming to Rumble. Can't wait for that because that's a platform with real fucking men in it. Okay? So, thank you. And I can't wait for the journey ahead. And I want to thank you, Tim.
Sure
for
thing, Mark.
everything that you've done.
It's been fun.
I can't wait for the journey ahead. I can't wait. So let's do this. Let's do, because it's all about y'all. This. That's the warrior mentality and the warrior mindset. That's what I've been praying about for the last month and a half, whatever, is that I want to be a soldier for good. I want to help people. I want to build a company that we can help people that need help.
I'm still going to get an innocent person out of jail. That's my bucket list thing to do.
Oh,
I'm going to get somebody out of jail that doesn't deserve to be in jail.
Yep. So
there.
Yep. So I will say it again. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell, comment, iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, iHeartMedia, themostmen.com, info@themostmen.com. Let's do it. Let's build some better men.